Let me explain you one by one column. What does that mean? In this data set, the first column is serious delinquency in 2 years. In credit risk terms, delinquency means you did not pay back. You did not pay back on time, then you are delinquent. You can be 30 days delinquent, you can be 60 days, you can be 90 days. Serious means beyond 90 days also you did not pay. For 3 months if you did not pay, or for 6 months if you did not pay, then you will be put under serious delinquency. Here, serious delinquency, actually it is a target variable. We have to predict people who are seriously delinquent. This data, in the description they told that this is 2 years data. This is 2 years data. Historically, some customers paid back, some customers left without paying. That means we already know who is a good customer. Good customers are non-delinquent, bad customer is one. Okay, who's a good customer, who is a bad customer, we already know historically. Then you might ask me, hey, if we already know who is a good customer, who is a bad customer, why are we building a model? Why are we doing all this natak and all that? We already know who is good, who is bad. Tell me, why are we building a model if we already know who is a good customer, who is a bad customer? With this data, we will build a model, we'll find the patterns, we will build a model, we'll formulate them in an equation. When the new customer comes, we will get the prediction. Getting the prediction for the new customer is important here. For that, we will use this historical data. Find the patterns in this one. So historically, our target variable is seriously delinquent. Okay, some customers are seriously delinquent, some customers are not. This is the target variable, which is also known as loan defaulter. Defaulter or non-defaulter. There is a definition for it. In simple words, you can see this as person is a good customer or bad customer, as simple as that. Good or bad. Okay. This is a variable is yes or no type, 0 or 1 type of variable, Boolean variable. Okay. Whether it's a serious delinquent or not. Serious delinquent, by the way, serious delinquent means bad customer. Delinquency means bad, isn't it? Non-delinquency, that means he did not go for delinquency. That means he paid back everything on time. Okay. This is the target variable. Target means what? We need to predict this. Usually target variable is denoted by y. Remaining all variables are denoted by x1, x2 and so on. Okay. That's the usual model building terminology. Right now we don't know anything as such. We will try to treat it as the variable that is given to us as a target. Next variable, revolving utilization of unsecured loans and lines. In simple words, if you want a simple description, credit utilization. You have credit limit and how much are you utilizing? It is a percentage. How much are you utilizing month on month? Let us suppose if your credit limit is 100,000, which is like 1 lakh, on an average, if you are swiping for 32,000 in 2 years, if I see your average utilization 32,000, but your credit limit is 1 lakh, then your utilization percentage would be 0.32, 32%. Utilization, I think we already worked on it. It is utilization percentage. What is the minimum value expected for this variable? Minimum value for this variable is, for utilization, minimum value is 0% utilization. Yes or no? Maximum value expected for this variable, how much is that? 100%. Like 1 lakh you are using 100,000, that means 100,000, which is 100%, which is 1 is the maximum value, 0 is the minimum value. Okay. Age is one of the variable. Age variable, there is no need to explain. Number of times, 30 to 59 days past due, or in simple words, 1 month late frequency. Let me explain this variable in depth, which is an important variable. See, this is 2 years data. In 2 years, how many bills will be generated? 24 bills will be generated. 2 years, 24 bills will be generated. Now, every time you paid all these bills on time, 24 out of 24, every time you paid on time, that is customer 1. Now this is C1. There is some customer 2, he missed this bill 4 5 times. Okay, 4 times he paid late, but not very late. Within 1 month, he paid back again, but he missed the deadline. Let's say 30th October is the deadline, but he paid after 30th October also. He waited for 10 days or so. Then he paid late. Remaining 20 times he paid on time. There is this customer 3. Around 24 में से around 10 times he paid late. Remaining times he paid on time. Tell me who is riskiest of all 3, customer 1 or 2 or 3? Riskiest from the bank point of view, where I need to be careful, what kind of customers I need to be careful. Customer 3 is risky, isn't it? This guy is not paying on time, looks like he is under some financial stress. I need to be careful here. So do you think this 1 month late frequency, how many times you are paying late, it makes sense to take a count of that out of 24 times? That count is given here. Look at this carefully. 1 month late frequency out of 24 times. How many times you are 1 month late? Okay. Is it once or twice? Once or twice, I understand. But continuously, if you are missing, then you are in trouble. 30 to 59. That means it is 1 month late. Okay. If you go to 59 to 60 days beyond, you are like 2 months late. You paid on 2 months late. That can also be measured. Now, if you have understood this variable, then I have 2 questions. Be ready with your answers in the chat window. What is the minimum value for this variable? Bare minimal. What is the minimum value? Technically speaking, what is the minimum value for this variable? 0. That means every time you paid on time. That means you haven't missed any of the deadline. What is the technically maximum value of this variable? Maximum value that you can think of. Maximum every time you paid late. First month bill late, second month bill late, third month bill late, fourth month bill late. Like that, you keep on every time, like the number of months. That is correct. All of you got it spot on. No need to worry about this now. Debt ratio. What is debt ratio? Every month, it is debt to income ratio. Debt divided by income. Every month you are getting 1 lakh as a salary and you are paying 25,000. 25,000 is your EMIs, but 1 lakh is your salary. Then what is your debt ratio? Tell me. What is your debt ratio? 25,000 is your EMI, 100,000 is your, so debt ratio, you understood, right? So risk increases with debt ratio or decreases? Tell me. If debt ratio increases, do you think the risk associated with that customer increases or decreases? Somebody's debt ratio is very high. He is earning 1 lakh, but he is paying in 1 lakh in EMIs itself. Do you think that guy is risky, or somebody who has no debt? Everything he is getting is to him. Yes, risk increases. Now tell me the limits for debt ratio. Minimum value, how much debt ratio? Minimum value. Minimum value of the debt ratio is 0, no debt. Maximum value, how much? It looks like 1, but it can go beyond 1 also. They have some crazy cases where it can go beyond 1 also. There is no stopping. Like maybe your income that you're getting is a kind of white income, but you have different sources. You have debt, high debt. It can go beyond 1. I would not really say 1 is a maximum value, but yes, most of the times if you ask me, like general population, it looks like 100% debt ratio is a maximum value. Theoretically, it can go high. Monthly income, easy variable. Number of open credit and lines and loans, it is a simple variable. Number of loans that you are already having. Do you think this is a good factor for risk, or it's not a useful variable? When I'm predicting whether a customer will be delinquent or not, risky or not, do you think this is a good variable? Number of loans, already existing loans. There's a customer with 1 loan, or there's a customer with 8 loans. Who is risky? Obviously the customer with 8 loans existing, he has a high chance to go bankrupt. So number of loans, see, all of them are very good variables, isn't it? All of them are giving us a feeling that they are going to help us in predicting whether a customer will be good or bad. What are the limits? Minimum is 0, maximum we cannot say, we have to check in the population only. Usually if you take if we have some business knowledge, we can say that maximum number is 5, 6 or 7 loans on the open credit lines and loans, right? Or 8 loans. Yeah, I would say 8 or 9 loans, not beyond that. Yeah. Next one, number of times 90 days late. The example that we discussed here is 24 bills are generated 1 month late, but you missed 1 month, second month also missed, third month you paid. Don't you think this is even more riskier? This guy is missing the deadline very, kind of a little bit more risky compared to your 30 DPD. Similar to DPD means 30 days past due. Similar to 30 days past due, this is 90 days past due. Out of 24 bills, how many times you have paid late? Not only 1 month late, not only 2 months late, 3 months late. How many times that has happened? Similar to this one, what are the limits for this? Tell me. 90 DPD. What are the limits? You have paid 3 months late. Minimum value 0, maximum value. Maximum value. How many bills are generated? 24 bills are generated. First bill you paid after 3 months. Second bill you paid after 3 months. Third bill after you paid 3 months. Like that, all the 24 bills you paid after 3 months. Then what is the maximum value? Somewhere around 21, or like, to keep it simple, can we say it is simply 24? Every bill you paid 3 months late. First bill, second bill, third bill, fourth bill. You're just waiting for the 91st day, then you are paying. Every bill you paid like that. Don't you think 24 is the maximum value, theoretical maximum value, while it cannot be reached, but 24 is the theoretically maximum value? Are you understanding these variables? Why am I explaining one by one? Because it's very important to solve this problem. Number of real estate loans. This one is personal loan. This is house loan. Kind of slightly, what do you call, these are slightly secured loans. Mortgages are secured compared to your number of loans. This one is number of 60 to 89 days past due, not worse. This is 2 months late frequency. This is 1 month late frequency. This is 3 months late frequency. This is 2 months late frequency. As usual, minimum value is 0. Maximum value is 24. The last variable is number of dependents. How many dependents are there? Do you think this is a really risk indicator? We don't know. We will see. But on the face of it, it looks like a person with higher number of dependents may be considered slightly risky. And the minimum value can be 0. Maximum value we cannot really say. But looking at the population maximum value and all that, we can check the limits. So at some places we know what are the exact limits. At some places we are also not very sure. This is about the data. Have you understood this data, all of you?